I didn't know them. These people in the room, these strangers in recovery. They didn't know my past, my secrets, my shame. And still they said, "Come with us. There's another way." And for whatever reason, I said yes. That was my first leap of faith. Not in God, not in religion, but in the possibility that maybe people who had been where I was could lead me somewhere better. Sometimes I'm angry at the idea of a higher power. If there's a God, where was he or she or it when I was drowning? Why didn't he stop me sooner? Maybe that's the wrong question. Maybe God was there, in the stranger who reached out, in the moment I didn't pick up, in the whisper they said, "Try again." I hear people talk about God like they know him, like God's been on their side all along. Sometimes that makes me jealous. Sometimes it makes me feel small, but I still talk to God in my own way. Not with fancy prayers, just honesty, pain, gratitude, silence. What holds me back? Doubt, control, shame? The trapdoor in my mind that says, "I'll figure this out by myself"? But what if I could build a higher power? They'd be patient, quiet, but always close. Someone who doesn't flinch at my failures. Someone who sees all of me and stays. Maybe that's who's been here all along, waiting for me to let go, to believe, to trust, to finally close the trapdoor and to turn it over.
Okay. What does all this wacky construction have to do with step 2? I mean, we're going through a recovery process here, right? I'm not sure if you've heard of this thing called the Rule 62. Rule 62 is don't take yourself too serious. The boys are cutting into a concrete dome in an underground bunker once owned by a church, and none of them thought that this would be their life. Willingness and honesty got them to this epic place, and it can do the same for you. I mean, when we talk about God and faith, it can be drab and boring, and we've heard it all before. But faith in action, now that's some fun. So I encourage you to stay the course, be honest with your answers, and remember, we're here to help.
Since now we've kind of moved to the front of the house now and started getting organized out here, and all this stuff just keeps piling up. We're replacing the stairs over there with new sandstone and cement and stuff that's here. We're cementing those steps in, and then we'll form rocks around the side. So that'll be the new set of steps coming all the way down to here. So we're going to move the bakery up above to create another little spot for somebody to hang out. But it's such a neat little thing that it's a small building that the guy put together to dry clothes in and bake bread. So check this out. That is a shutter, solid cement, and they're hanging on. They don't seem like they're made very well, but they're extremely heavy. But these things would be folded in on the window. Crazy. So they are cement shutters. And this right here, which we're gonna take off and not use, is a cement door. Same kind of thing. It's actually a massive door. We're gonna take it and use part of those for the entryway, because to us it's part of the history of the new home, and It's a blast door used to keep out, I don't know.
Dean is very adamant about using things that already exist, moving them around. It usually makes a great story. It can be inspiring if it succeeds. And that's just his personality and my personality, butting heads. We butt heads a lot about that stuff. Dean has helped me out a lot, and I do consider him a brother, and he's a great guy. I mean, we do butt heads a lot. Dean has a lot of irons in the fire, and he expects a lot out of me, and I'm willing to give all I can to get him what he wants.
Reed is not used to having me. First of all, he's in a different area of knowledge and expertise than he usually is, outdoor stuff. And secondly, he's got me to contend with, which, I like to work hard, and I want things a certain way. I want them to turn out that way.
I've definitely seen a different side to Dean since I've been here. Whenever he really gets going, I've seen a different side to Reed. I think if the two could actually find a middle ground to meet on, everything would go much smoother, because Dean's go, 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 but he doesn't actually know how to do it, and Reed does actually know how to do it.
Well, it's very frustrating because, it took me a while to earn Dean's trust that I do know what I'm doing, and he can trust me with money and the ability to get things done. And since I went through that rough period, I would like a little more trust in just get it done, I'll stay out of your way.
Okay, what we are attempting to do here is move this small building and turn it into a tiny house up there. Later we'll probably sell it because we don't really need it on the property once we get all the square footage livable here. So we jacked it up and we put it on these skis, so to speak, big beams that we had here, and we are going to run a big 2x6, 2x8 across there and put the chains on our cables and try to just tow it out the new gateway here.
No, I'm not buying it.
All it comes down to, if it messes up, who's to blame? Probably just like...
That's the point he's
just like it's the same guy who really almost killed Yoda. Almost had the death of a Yoda.
Back's going up! Back's going up! Stop it! Stop!
See, I can't freely speak because I'm on film and I know he'll see everything, so.
Oh, you can freely speak.
No, I don't dare bite the hand that feeds me.
Yeah, but this is for entertainment, so he understands.
Well, our biggest fight, ever since I've started, his theory is to save a nickel, is to spend $50 to save a nickel. Where my theory is to spend $20 and it'll go a lot smoother, it'll be right the first time, we won't have to fight it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm probably the same like with you. It's the cost of doing business sometimes, right?
Yeah.
You got to spend the money to just make things
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
And he's a very frugal, successful guy, so I don't dare call him an idiot.
Right.
So
Because it's worked this far.
it's worked thus far. He's
Right.
way more successful than I am, so how can I say that all his ideas are crap?
Right.
But he does piss me off a lot with that.
It's been kind of comical in a lot of aspects, really, man. But I've heard Reed's a lot like me with the anger problem. So seeing him just be able to accept and let things go and not react on them is good for my recovery. It shows me I can see another way.
Yeah, we got it all set up, everything was cool. And then there was a lot of like different ideas on how it should have been done. But instead, we made sleds, like some sort of ghetto Santa's workshop on wheels.
If we'd been able to have a crane and just like picked it up and moved it like that, it would have been fine.
But Dean wanted to move it up on top of the hill and actually rent the space. And I've tried moving things like that before. They wind up falling apart before you get them there. Usually you lift them to a trailer and then lift them off the trailer. A lot of fancy rigging. Usually costs a lot of money to get that type of rigging done. Got to rent a crane or a machine to lift it, and it usually is not very cost effective. It's usually more cost effective just to build a new one, throw something together, throw some siding on it, and be done with it.
Like, ideally you just drive a flatbed truck, and we could have just winched it up or pushed it up with a bobcat and drove it uphill.
So far, so good?
Yeah, well, it's just, everything's kind of rough here, makeshift, and we're just trying to make it happen with pieces and parts. So, we're getting it done.
No comment.
One more weird piece of this process that's frustrating. I wish one thing would just fall into place, hook it up, and sail away. It'd be simple. Anyway, it'd almost be easier to just light this on fire. But we think it could turn out to be a cool little hut. Reed would like to light it on fire. Actually, he'd like to put wheels on it and drive it to the dump. But I don't want to do that. Okay, I see value in it. And when it's done, this is going to be somebody's home. There'll be a family living in here. I'll be
Very small family.
I don't judge. Okay. So let's just say I've seen people that are that tall, and that's some of the nicest people I know. And if they were this tall, this is a 2-story house.
Yeah, they could make it into a 2-story loft and everything.
They could put the whole toilet needed that big. So everything's tiny size, which we could do. So, all right, let's try putting a strap around the whole thing.
Wait, back up. Just in case that strap pops. Oh, like that.
All right, so they are still trying to move this thing, tiny house, and it's been a while. There's been a lot of back and forth. Everyone's stayed positive, but there's been a lot of banter about not doing it this way, do it this way. People questioning Dean's leadership, but so far no one's been hurt, and that's probably the best thing. And it's been a little bit of comedy, which doesn't hurt.
Yeah. So yeah, nothing's easy.
Nothing's easy, but it could be worse.
It could be worse. Yeah. I'm working with a bunch of guys that I like in recovery in Montana. And what's today? Wednesday, the exact middle of the week. I worked for a couple hours this morning in my real job. Kept up on that. And I'll work a couple hours tonight on that as well, late. But other than that, not bad. Cool. How's he doing? A little bit more.
Well, it didn't go as planned either.
Montana Society!